EastEnders New Year spoilers, New Year horror. The Slaters, betrayal shock for Phil. A festive party at the Slaters turns potentially deadly on EastEnders next week, while Phil starts the new year apoplectic with rage. It's your EastEnders spoilers for the 1st to the 5th of January 2023. The Slaters' New Year's Eve party features its share of drama. First, we have Stacey spying Harvey, showing Martin a ring-sized box. But is Harvey really intending to propose to Jean? Read more next week on Coronation Street. Read more next week on Emmerdale. Then, we have the altogether more serious matter of people falling ill, with Eve collapsing, Lily rushing off to be sick, and Jean fainting in Stacey's arms. As the paramedics arrive on the scene, they tell everyone to evacuate the house immediately, as there's been a carbon monoxide leak. But will everybody make it through into 2023? In the aftermath of the crisis at the Slaters, Nish grows convinced he'll be sued after speaking to a KG Leave. So, he decides to strong-arm Ben into doing a deal on the Archers. But when Ben is confronted, he explains that the deal is off, which leaves Nish fuming. Later, Suki counsels Nish not to take on the Mitchells and suggests he uses his charm instead. Hence Nish then apologizing to Ben for being insensitive. A triumphant Phil will be witnessed organizing a celebratory Mitchell lunch at the beginning of the new year. Some are secretly seething, but Phil's good spirits are in full flow and he ends up making a very generous offer. But Phil's sense of bonhomie fault is when he realizes he's been double-crossed, and he's left raging and takes matters into his own hands. In the end, a desperate Phil is forced to accept help from his nemesis, while Billy is left facing up to reality and having to make a big decision. Ricky reveals that he's going back to Germany soon and invites Sam to spend New Year's Eve with him. He then asks her to leave with him and begin a new life in overseas, just as things get steamy between the two of them. But when Ricky later pops out, Sam gets a text from Phil that leaves her facing a dilemma. What will she do? Kat's Christmas ructions have yet to calm, and she's seen on Monday the 2nd of January confiding in Alfie that Phil's antics have created an almighty mess. But Alfie makes a surprising assertion: if he were in trouble, he'd definitely want someone like Phil in his corner. On a night at Peggy's, Chelsea implores Whitney to make a move on Zach, following weeks of her wrestling with her feelings. But when Whit goes to speak with Zach, he reveals that he's been offered the job of a lifetime. But is it one that will keep in Walford or take him away from the square? Finally, 2023 begins with the Panners remaining in the spotlight, as Vinny asks to be more involved in the family business. Nish agrees and ends up giving him a job, but it soon becomes clear that they have very different ways of doing things. Watch the latest EastEnders spoilers